Comic Book Savant Extra. Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant Extra podcast feed, Patreon exclusive. I am your host, James Harris. Just want to start off by saying thank you guys for all your continued support on the Patreon. I love your support, and everything you're doing to help push the channel forward. And I love doing this content for you guys as well. So again, I appreciate everything that you guys do. This particular episode, I'm going to be doing a comic book review or a trade review for Justice League No Justice. This mini-series, or limited series, mini-series or limited series, they're technically the same thing, is written by Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson. Artwork is done by Francis Manapul, Marcus Tao, and Riley Rosmo. Color work is done by Hi-Fi Graphics, and lettering is done by Ann World Design. The breakdown is as follows. The events of Dark Knight's metal has transformed the universe in ways both wonderful and terrifying, and unleashing four ancient entities with power to destroy it all. Excuse me. Mystery, wonder, wisdom, entropy. These four forces govern all of existence, and now the godlike beings who embody them have awakened. All life is in jeopardy, and only the chance of the superheroes of Earth have to stop the unthinkable lies and new alliances, the likes of which we have never been seen before. Superman, Starfire, and Martian Manhunter search for the secrets of the cosmos and Team Mystery. Batman, Beast Boy, and Deathstroke battle chaos itself as Team Entropy. Wonder Woman, Zatanna, Etrigan the Demon unlock bizarre alien technologies with Team Wonder. And the Flash, Cyborg, Harley Quinn learn the astonishing truths of Team Wisdom. Can these amazing new Justice League stick together to stop a universal annihilation? Some heroes will not live long enough to find out. So this is the series, and we know spinning out of this series, we got New Justice League written by Scott Snyder, the New Justice League Dark book that is written by James Tynion, and a Justice League Odyssey that is written by Joshua Williamson, which I will be doing reviews for each of the first, I don't know, I might do first reads for the first issues of each series, and then depending on how I feel about them, I might do trade reviews for those individual books coming out of all of this. But now we're just going to focus in on Justice League No Justice itself. The great, very interesting team. Snyder and Tynion has worked together before. Snyder has a YouTube channel where he posts stuff a lot, and he talked about his friendship. And I had seen Tynion, maybe Tynion or Williamson, I can't remember which one it was. I saw maybe on the comic YouTube channel Variant Comics. One of them did an interview, and they were talking about their process of how they went about writing this book. That was very interesting, where they didn't take parts and write it. They literally, maybe it was Williamson that said, like, basically they were on the phone pitching ideas and coming up with stuff, and he was like, legit, like, they thought they were just talking about stuff, and he was like, no, I'm writing the script. Like, I can send it to you right now. I've been writing it as they were talking on the phone, which was kind of dope. Like, so they literally wrote the whole comic in tandem, the three of them together, like, from beginning to end. And they, like, he passed it off. They added parts and threw other notes in, and they collaboratively wrote the whole thing, which is kind of dope. Excuse me. And, this goes into their friendship, that they're able to do something like that so seamlessly. one thing I definitely have to say, between the three artists that they had on the book, between the issues, the changing in style was a little bit jarring. I'm very familiar with Francis Manapul and Marcus Tao. Their styles and they're somewhat similar. Francis is he can be loose at points with his pencils, where Marcus is a little bit more defined, solid, smooth lines. Excuse me. Now Raleigh is Rossimo is my first time being exposed to his, so I think maybe his art style out the three, when he came in on pages and on the book, where it was a little bit jarring, because I've never seen his artwork before. With the other two, I've read books and I've seen a lot of their artwork over the years, so it was those parts were seamless, but at points, because the styles are somewhat different. Like I said, Francis, they're more, like I said, he can be loose at parts with his pencils, but he has this particular style. But those two bothered me less. And like I said, Riley was the one I was unfamiliar with, so it could be jarring because not all the styles matched up, too closely. But again, it was something. It didn't take long for me to adjust to those changes, and it didn't prohibit my flow in reading the comic, because sometimes jarring artwork, because you got to look harder to try to see how things are interpreted, and when you had a good flow going, so you have to adjust. It was minor, so it didn't hinder my experience of the book at all, and reading it at all. So that was a good thing. I felt like at the end of the day, the miniseries only served the purpose of launching an introduction of launching these new Justice League books. So it felt less meaningful, because of it was more of promotional ploy than anything else. Like I said, I think it was decent. It was a decent read, but it wasn't as much development as I would have liked, and that you normally get from these writers, because it definitely had a rushed feeling to it, because it was like, what, was it a 4? I think it was only a 4-issue miniseries, and it could have benefited if it was more like a 6-issue series, but it is what it is. You kind of know what it was. Like, as soon as you kind of get into it, you kind of know this is a promotional piece to promote the next big thing that was coming out. They did put top talent on the book, far as definitely with the writing team. So that is what it is. Yeah, so it was a 4-issue. I felt like they could have did 5 or even 6 to just flesh it out a little bit more. But like I said, all that being said, knowing what it is going into it, that it's more promotional piece for launching a next wave of books, it was kind of cool they did something like that. And they put good talent on it. So, I feel like if you buy this, it's not a waste of money, because it's a quality book. It's a decent read. It's not a top of the stack book by any means, but I don't feel like getting it at the right price, it wouldn't be like I wasted my money on this. It's a decent enough read, but I felt like it definitely could have benefited more and felt a little bit more substantial and more meaningful if it was gave the writers a little bit more time. Like I said, 5 to 6 issues, 6 preferably, a little bit more, because it felt like parts were skipped and like a lot was left on the cutting room floor, where you could have explored more with the dynamics of these weird teams being thrust together with heroes and villains to fight a common thread to save the universe, not just the world this time, but the universe. It could have benefited from more time, but I definitely think it served its purpose. It generated legitimate interest for me as a reader, looking at these new books that are coming out, to Justice League, to Justice League Odyssey and Justice League Dark. And I have I know I'll have a review incoming for Justice League Justice League Dark Volume 1. I had already read the first trade, because I was able to get that through Hoopla to read. So I'll have a review of that trade coming in the future. It'll be coming up shortly. You probably will get that in the next month, within one of the episodes that drops in the next month. And you'll get my thoughts on that. I still have to check out the Justice League and Justice League Odyssey. So I have those on deck to get to I checked those out. But it legitimately sparked my interest to want to pick up at least the first issues of these books and or the trades through Hoopla. You know, I've talked about that before. It's a digital service that's linked to library, so I was able to check that book out for free. So I went ahead and just was like, hey, I can get the first trade to check out. I checked it out. Like I said, read. That review will be forthcoming. For me, I gave this a 6.25 out of 10. Again, I felt like it was hampered by it being so short and it kind of ran quick. So a lot of the meaning in it was kind of reduced. Plus, we knew they had already did, solicitations for the books that was coming out of the series. So you knew that going in that this was more promotional than a separate thing. So that was what it was. But like I said, I enjoyed it. Not a top of the stack book for me, but it was something that I definitely enjoyed reading. Again, I checked this out for free on Hoopla. Would I buy this at the right price? I think actually I did a giveaway where I gave away the whole series, and I think the first 2 issues maybe had a digital code. So I have the first 2 issues. I have to pick up the last 2. I would reread it again. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you can get this, I think it retails for $12.99. If you can get it online or digitally for less, or I would pick it up and give it a read. But it's not a top of the stack book, but it's a quality book nonetheless, which is always a good thing. That if you're want to read good comics, there's some fun stuff in there with the matchups and the chemistry and all that. So definitely worth checking out. That's all I really have for you guys for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the review. Again, I got more reviews coming. We got more first reads coming. We have got a couple of animated movie reviews coming. So a lot of stuff is coming down the pipe work. I'm still looking to do, I know I promised you guys a contest. It's still going to happen. A giveaway. It's more like a giveaway than a contest. That's still coming. I had this vacation. I was gone for 8-9 days, so it threw me way behind schedule from stuff I was trying to do, and I was trying to make sure I had content in the can while I was gone, that you still got episodes. So scheduling has been crazy, but I'm getting back on schedule now. So so the contest will be coming soon. I'm going to say I'm not going to even set a date now till I know, but you guys will be the first to see it, because it's going to be a Patreon exclusive thing first and foremost, and we'll go from there. Again, that's all I really have for you guys for this episode. So again, post here on Patreon if you like this, any books that you want to see me review coming up. Let me know. Any movies that you want me to review, animated movies or anything like that you want me to review on the channel, let me know, and I will look into making sure I make that happen for you guys. And if you haven't already, check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Comic Book Savant. And you guys have a good week. I'm your host, James Harris, and I will be talking to you guys soon. And you guys, until then, you guys stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.